Welcome back. All right, let's get this done as efficiently as possible. We got to demill. So what we are doing here today, two things for demill. Take your angle grinder or cutoff disc, and we're going to be cutting the welds. Cut on the lower side of the welds because you can always remove more metal. Cut the rear sight off because we are going to use the rear sight and weld it back on. Second thing we have to do, we are going to, well, you know what, I'm actually not, I was thinking of removing the cocking handle, but I don't think I'm going to. We're going to cut along the seams on both sides, so we separate the cocking tube from the trunnion. Then we will mill out the welds that are holding the trunnion in place. You can see those very clearly if you have a parts kit. Take the metal off. Then we will mill out the 3 welds here, spot welds on the side, and pull the internal. There is an internal sleeve inside here, and it's connected right there. You guys can't see it on camera, but there's a slight little weld right across here. So then we also have to break that weld and pull the whole thing out, and that's it for demilling. So let me get started. I'm gonna get filthy dirty, but I'm gonna speed this up, show you what we're doing, and get this thing demilled and ready to start on the build process. All right. Remember, if you're gonna do something sketchy, wear your safety squints. Yes, you probably should have a guard on here. Alright, so we got a cut. My camera's getting close to dying, so if we don't make it, I'll let you know. We got to cut across here, and up here. Gently cut this part up here because the inner sleeve needs to be saved. We'll mill those out and move along. See if I can get some of this film. Alright, so here is best case scenario. If you cut nice and clean and don't go too deep, your trunnion, wiggle, your trunnion will come right off from your cocking tube. Now I did touch the cocking tube over here just a little bit, but that's, as you can see, totally hidden underneath. So all we have to do is, we're going to mill out. So we're going to take the milling machine, mill out the welds here. And then this part, this rusty looking crap, this part of the cocking tube needs to be salvaged because that slips into your receiver. And then you weld right along there. Separately, we need to get this piece of receiver off of the front trunnion. And that requires there, and possibly one in the bottom. grind them off, mill them off, do whatever you can. You just got to get these. This is welded directly to the trunnion, so you just got to do whatever, you know, whatever God gave you. If you got pneumatics, if you got electric drills, whatever you have, those just need to be separated. And if you go a little too deep, as long as you don't drill through the trunnion, if you scar up the trunnion a little, you'll never know. It's not a big deal. And you're going to come back and TIG weld here on the new receiver anyways. So you're going to fill those back in. So you'll never, if you know, like I said, if you go a little deep on the trunnion, you're never going to know. Nobody's going to know. It's going to be okay. But yeah, I'm going to go to the milling machine, get this stuck in there, and then mill these down until we touch trunnion. And then hopefully we can just knock this out and this becomes trash. So I'll see you at the milling machine. So, after a struggle session, this is what we got. Cock and tube looks good. You can see we took the welds off. I ended up, so I milled the first ones, and then that took too long, so I just took the angle grinder to it. Kind of just grind them back and forth until you get pretty low, and then peel, and they'll pop. They actually, funny enough, I got these so hot that they just popped right off. These I peeled off, and it broke the sheet metal, so I'm just going to take a flat disc, and I will flatten that back down. We'll clean this whole thing up. We'll make sure that, one thing you got to make sure is that everything still runs smoothly. You can see it's a little tight back here from when I was putting it in the vise. So one thing to think about is before you weld this together, you might have to go in here and tweak this open just a little bit so this runs free. But that's it. Let's move on to the, move on over here. To the trunnion. I think actually that grinder works so well, I might just grind these out real quick and call it done. I'll be back. And just like that, your sheet metal comes off and you have a front trunnion. This one we did grind all the way out. It's not a big deal because remember, we're going to have to re-weld these back on. The spots here, I got almost all the way down. We'll probably flap them down. And then these here, I didn't quite get all the way flush, so we'll flat disc those in. Also need to clean this. This thing's filthy, so that'll go in the ultrasonic. Over here, like I said, we will flat disc this clean and stick it in the ultrasonic as well. If you crushed it like I did, just a little bit in the vise, just right now's a good time. Get it stationed somehow, fixture it in the vise somehow where you're not going to crush it, and then just be careful. Open this up, but do not use a screwdriver. I'll tell you right now, do not go at it like this, twisting a screwdriver. You'll create a little kink here in the side of this, ask me how I know, and you'll never get that back out. Find something that you can get in here that wedges it open. I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet, but I'll figure something out that we can wedge in here and twist where we get a whole lot of twist on it instead of just at one little point, because yeah, you'll kink that and it'll never come out. Then the last thing was the sight. The sight's good to go. We will flap disc the bottom of the sight back in. I don't know where I put it. And we'll clean off the bottom of the sight. And that's it for this. Next video. Next video you guys see here on YouTube will just be an introduction to bending the flat. Now, we can't do that here. They won't let me. So the video will still come out. It will be possibly 10 minutes long. I don't know. So it can hit the algorithm. But it will direct you to where that lives. So you'll just need to scroll down to the pinned comment and go out to a different streaming platform or a different video platform. We'll host that video there. And then for video 4, we'll come back and get back to fixing everything. We should be close. Video 3 is going to be the fun one. We're going to talk about bending jigs. We're going to talk about welding. We're going to talk about a lot of very technical stuff when it comes to this. So I'll see you guys. Video 3 coming up.